Hey, it's Jake, and I'm going to be reviewing The Last Emperor.
Bernardo Bertolucci's The Last Emperor.
Okay, so The Last Emperor is a film about Puyi, who was the last emperor of China. This film was directed by Bernardo Bertolucci and stars John Lone and Peter O'Toole. Alright, so first thing I should say about this movie is the movie is very long. It's about 2 hours and 45 minutes. And to get through this movie, I think it's probably pretty important that you should be interested in the subject matter. It's one of those historical movies where if you're not interested in what's going on, you're probably not gonna have an easy time getting through the film. The film is very slow in some parts. There's very little action that happens. In fact, the first hour and a half is pretty slow as it's just going through the emperor, when he's put on the throne when he's 3 years old, to when he leaves the Forbidden City when he's like probably his very late teens or early 20s, and it really just goes through like the culture and all this stuff that the emperor has to go through, which surprisingly kind of sucks. So the film is about the emperor, and like I said, the first hour and a half is about his life, and he meets a tutor who educates him, who's played by Peter O'Toole, who's very good in this film. And so he's the emperor, and as a kid, he has some pretty mixed feelings about being the emperor because he cannot leave the Forbidden City. The Emperor has to stay in the Forbidden City, so he never gets to see what the outside world is like, which makes him angry and a little confused at times. And then in the second half of the film, the communist Chinese government comes over and kicks him out of China, and he can't be the Emperor anymore. And the rest of the film is pretty much about him trying to become the emperor again. He wants to become the emperor, and he just falls apart. He just messes up all the relationships with his two wives that he has, and just everybody he knows and his whole life just crumbles to pieces. And he's put in like this prison camp where he's forced to write a memoir, and he was put in this prison. It's the first time he gets to really interact and see the people that he has been ruling, or that he was ruling, for the first about 20 years of his life. So what I really liked about this movie was the cinematography is great, and it did win the Academy Award for Best Cinematography when it came out in 1987. The colors in this film are very nice. There are lots of colors, the reds and the golds, the yellows, they really stand out, especially when in the first half when they're in the Forbidden City. And this movie was filmed in the Forbidden City. I think it was the first movie to ever be actually filmed in the Forbidden City, so you really get a good look of what it's like in there. And some of the architecture is just beautiful. The throne that he sits on is just incredible, and it's all very mysterious, and he just really makes you like, you're really in awe just looking at this. The movie is extremely depressing. Really, nothing good happens to this guy. I mean, when he's younger, he wants to leave the Forbidden City, but he can't. Then when he's older, he talks about how he likes staying in the Forbidden City. Then he's forced to leave. And then he has all these opportunities to move to America and restart his life, but he just doesn't because he wants to be the Emperor again. And it's just very, very depressing. It made me very sad. And yeah, one of my favorite things about this movie is the score. The score is really beautiful. If you've never heard it before, definitely look it up. It's just a very moving, very powerful score. And so, yeah, The Last Emperor. I'll give it about definitely probably an 8 out of 10. It's very good, but like I said, you have to be interested in what's going on. You can't just know nothing about. You can't just sit down and just casually watch this movie. You have to put time into it. You have to make time to watch this movie. So yeah, definitely check it out, and thanks for watching.